Here we are going to learn about the origin and the growth of statistics. What is meant by statistics? It means that data or numerical statements. Statistics means data or numerical statements. It is the quantitative data. We are not considering the qualitative data. Okay. So from where it is originated, the word statistics is originated from the Latin word status, or the Italian word statistic, or the French word statistic, and the German word statistic. Okay, so it has two different meanings. In plural, it means data or numerical statements. Here we are not considering a single data. We are considering a set of values or group of values, we can say. And in singular, it means that science of statistics and statistical methods. Okay. And statistics, it represents currently as a singular to mean data. So here, next come to the definition. The word statistics means data or numerical statements, and statistics, it is an aggregate of facts. Here it will not, we are not considering a single value. Here we are going to consider only the group of values. And the statistical data are numerically expressed. It is not qualitative, it is the quantitative data. Okay. Then what are the scope and uses of statistics? It has some different applications in different areas. So here we are going to learn the four main disciplines. One is in industry and commerce and statistics. Next one economics and in management. So in industry, where we are using the concept of statistics, so it has many applications in the industry. So to maintain the records of inventory, then purchase records, then production records and marketing. That is how much units we are producing, from where we are getting the raw materials, to whom we are transporting, to whom we are selling, all those things, and marketing also. And it helps in overcome the difficult task like how to purchase the materials, where to purchase the materials, etc., and how to produce the schedule the production units, that is which comes after which. Okay, so likewise the first one will be completed, and then we come to the second task, third task. Likewise we have to schedule the production and the market conditions, to conclude the market conditions, and based on that we have to provide the materials. Okay, so here we are using the statistical concepts. And next one is statistical quality control. So here, quality control. Control checking is the main part in the production units. So it is useful in the production of quality goods at reduced inspection cost. So here we are not able to check all the quality, all the produced materials. Here we are going to check only a few. So the few items are randomly selected, and it will go for the quality check. If once the quality check is over, then it will be sold out. That is shipped to the consumers. Okay. So here it minimizes, what is the purpose of statistical quality control? It minimizes the wastage and rework, and control sorts will be helpful in manufacturing process in future, to use the future. Then inventory control, it helps to coordinate purchase of raw materials, production and stocks of finished goods and sales. How much goods are produced and how much are given for ready for sales, and all these things we can calculate using inventory control, right? The next one, the statistical concepts, how we are using in commerce and business, we are going to learn now. So first one, so why we are going for all those things, commerce and business? It is because of the increase in the population size and the mentality of the people. Because here nowadays we are going to spend more on purchasing. Okay, so the volume of business is getting increased, so that here based on that we have to give the materials to the consumers. Okay, so here depends upon the market survey, we are going to incorporate or implement the new changes or new materials we are giving to the customers to satisfy them. Next one, economics. It is extensively used in many areas of economics. Some are the calculation of national income, assessment of gravity and poverty, and in the evaluation of magnitude of unemployment. Okay. The next one, index numbers. It is also called as economic barometer. So it is that is applicable in wholesale price calculation, index numbers of industrial production, and in some other cases also. Then management. So here we have large number of business forecasting techniques. The few are sequence and time lag theory, action and reaction theory, economic rhythm theory, specific historical theory, and cross-sectional analysis. So it is like chi-square test, etc. So these are all the some applications and limitations. Okay, so it is due to the characteristic of science, because depends upon the data, we have certain limitations. So some limitations are where we are not supposed to use statistics. It does not deal with the qualities, it deals only with the quantities. Therefore, when we are analyzing about the qualitative cases, it is not possible. The qualities we have to convert into quantities, then we have to apply the statistical concept, right? Then it is not considered for a single item. As I already told you, it is considered for a group of items. It is set of values. Then all the values should not be the same. So we must have different set of values. Then only we can able to proceed with the concepts. Then inductive logic is applied. That is the same methodology for 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, etc. The same methodology is applied for any number of data, and the statistical results are not exact. It will give only the approximate data. It will not give the exact data. Then sixth one is, it is one of the methods of studying the problem. It is not the only method. It is one of the methods, and it can be misused. Suppose if we are reading the values by mistake, something wrong, then the value will be changing. Okay, so it can be misused. Then these are all the some limitations for the statistical data. Then next one, we will come to the data collection. So as I already told you, statistics is the set of values, and quantitative values only we are considering. So for that we must have the data. So from where we can collect the data? So one is we can go for the primary data collection, and another one is secondary data collection. So what is mean by primary data? The data which we are collecting by from the respondents directly, then it is called as primary data. So we can define this as that data which is collected by actual observations or measurement or count is called primary data. So here either the investigator though who needs the data individually, he has to involve and come to the field, and they have to collect the data from the questionnaires or from the agents or from the employees. They can collect the data. Then secondary data. What is secondary data? The data which is extracted from the already existing records is called secondary data, or otherwise we can define it as the data which are compiled from the records of others are called secondary data. So what is mean the difference between primary data and secondary data? So it is only depends upon the sources from where we are collecting the data. If we are involving in the cases directly, then it is called as primary data. If it is not, then it is called as individual data. That is from the secondary data. From the existing resources, if we are collecting the data, then it is called as secondary data. Okay, so always primary data is advisable. So already I told you, it is only an aggregate of results. It is not the exact result. So if we go for the secondary data, we may lead to some wrong conclusions. Therefore, primary data is advisable in all cases. Suppose if we are going for the secondary data, so from where we can collect the source secondary data. So one is published sources and another one is unpublished sources. Published sources means the data which we are extracting from the government records or from the organization, government approved organization, the records which we are extracting means then it is called as published sources. Here we are given some examples. And unpublished sources. So here the data will be recorded in certain college or universities or in a school or in an office likewise. We are not going to publish all these data. These are all the sources of secondary data. Then we will come to the methods of collecting primary data. We have different methods. We are going to consider about direct personal interviews, indirect oral interviews, information from the correspondence, mailed questionnaire method, and schedules sent through enumerators. So first we will see one by one. Direct personal interviews. So here the required person, he has to get involved into the field, and we have to, and the person has to collect the data from the respondents or from the informants. Okay, this is called the direct personal interviews. Then indirect oral interviews. That is from the neighbors or friends or from the third parties. If we are getting the data through oral means, then it is called as indirect oral interviews. This method of data collection, the police department, the crime department is using more. Okay, then information from correspondence. Here the investigator appoints local agents to collect the data, that is called the information from correspondence. Next one, mailed questionnaire method. So after preparing the questionnaire, we are sending the questionnaire to the respondents or informants through the mail or by post. Then they fill up the questionnaires and send back to us. That is called as mailed questionnaire method. And the last one is schedule sent through enumerators. So we are appointing some persons or interviewers to prepare the schedule and collect the data. They will take care of all the responsibilities of collecting the data. That is called schedule sent through enumerators. Thank you.